Are you living life, or is life living you? The answer lies in the divine love, healing, and wisdom within you. Welcome to Triple L, the Live, Love, Lotus Show, your podcast to help you consciously create your most incredible life. I'm T Lotus, Minister of Spiritual Metaphysics, Energy Healer, Master Lenormand Reader, and your host. I've learned how to tap into the power within myself to transform my life, and my divine mission is to help you do the same. Join me every first and third Friday of the month at 12 p.m. Pacific Time as we explore the wonder that is the magnificence of your power and your light. We'll talk about how to deepen your spiritual wellness and work with universal energy to heal and align mind, body, and soul. And I'll help you to connect to the answers you seek with spiritual Lenormand readings to guide you along your sacred path. It's time to tap into your magnificence. Are you ready to vibrate higher? Get ready to live, love, Lotus. Let's go. Hello, powerful manifestors. Welcome to Triple L, the Live, Love, Lotus Show. I'm T Lotus, your host, and this is episode 1. I'm so excited about this episode because we are going to take a deep dive into Lenormand. Lenormand is my spiritual tool of choice. And a lot of people have asked me, what is Lenormand? They know that I read Lenormand. I am a master Lenormand card reader. And so today I get to share my passion for Lenormand, really what started the sacred path with you all today. I want to welcome the VIP audience, very important, powerful manifester. Now, episode 0, last episode, we were talking about, or I was talking about the VIP level to our community. And I didn't tell you that VIP stands for very important, powerful manifester. I'm going to tell you more about how you can join and upgrade to VIP and all the bonuses and things you're going to get a little later on in the show. But I hurried up to get through that so I could introduce my goddess sister who is with me today. I am so excited because we are going to talk about Lenormand and my goddess sister. Well, let me tell you who she is. She is the founder and CEO of CSD Marketing and Consulting with over 20 years of marketing and business and marketing development under her belt. She is an expert, and she's been an entrepreneur for 10 years. She has her own firm. Her bio is amazing. So you can check out her bio on the Transformation Talk Radio website. And her name is Courtney Dade. Courtney, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I am excited too. Now, you guys, I don't just have Courtney on the show because she's my closest god sister, kick-ass business coach, and everything else, sister from another mister. Courtney has experience with my reading. I've been reading for her for a couple years now, Courtney. Has it been almost like
Not,
two and a half,
yeah,
three,
about 2 years.
something like, yeah, about 2 years. And she has a unique perspective of Lenormand, and I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions. I'm going to explain what Lenormand is and show you some cards. If you're not watching this, if you're not in the VIP audience, you can watch this on the Transformation Talk Radio Facebook page. The link is on the thesacredpath.com podcast website. If you click on that, you can go straight to that Facebook page and you can watch this live to see what the VIP audience sees. Okay. So Courtney has written an amazing article, a guest post on my blog, a T Lotus thought the blog, all about surviving Mercury retrograde and how Lenormand readings have helped her. And I know that our VIP audience and those who are watching will see a little bit. I will make sure the link to that blog post is available for you on the website. But Courtney, the timing, the universal timing is perfect because we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, honey.
Yeah, this one is actually so to back up a little bit, my unique perspective on Lenormand is I can't say that I was a doubter, but I was unsure about what any of it meant. And so I appreciate that you brought me here because I'm probably the least woo-woo person that you deal with on a normal basis from a very traditional space. I'm open to learning new things. I don't believe I know everything about the universe. So I think that allows me to experience new things. But yes, we met actually, I believe, or our friendship really folded during a really trying time in my life where uncertainty was like the theme. And so whenever Mercury in retrograde would hit, it would just be so crazy. Like I'm like, why is the whole world falling apart? And you actually you really helped me kind of navigate through what to do during those times. I will say that the second one, there's 3 in the year, I think. The second one is always the hardest one for me. The one we're currently in, it's always
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like I'm getting
I'm feeling this one
kicked in my
big
teeth
time.
every day. And so it is funny that we do it at this time because I'm anchored to always having to go back to the lessons in what am I supposed to be experiencing right now, because it's just a really frustrating time. It just feels like everything is just chaotic. And then I'm so emotional about all the chaos, which makes it
Mm-hmm.
even worse. It makes it feel like it's so much harder. But
Scorpios that we both are. I am as well. I understand. And so, what we're going to do is go through what Lenormand is, and I will also talk about how I read the cards and all of that. And then we'll have enough time. We'll talk about Mercury retrograde and how Lenormand helps us to do some of the RE words during Mercury retrograde. It's a good time to stop, breathe, because Mercury is appearing to move backwards. It's just slowing way, 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 way down for 3 weeks, 3 times a year. And so it's time to reflect, remember, rethink, reorganize. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and how Lenormand ties in. But check out that blog post, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. So Lenormand, what is Lenormand? So Courtney, when I told you when you learned I was a Lenormand reader, what was your first thought?
tarot, which I'm like, I'm a Christian. I'm deathly afraid of that. And
Oh my gosh, yes.
reading the future and psychic, and I just was like, I don't know. But like I said, I also realized I'm not the queen master of the universe, so I was open to learn. But I definitely, tarot was the first
Well,
thing that
you
came
are the
to
queen master of your universe, honey. But no, I do understand, and I get a lot of that, or I have gotten. I don't get it as much anymore. It's more curiosity. What's Lenormand? Oh, okay. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna try out a reading. Let me see what you're talking about. But um, I would get a lot of resistance because it has been compared to tarot. Now, it is a divinity card system, you guys, that was created by Marie and let me tell you something. I don't pronounce it correctly, or I pronounce it the American way, is Lenormand because she's from France, right? She was a cartomancer and an intuitive, like famous back in the 18th century. She created the cards, but she didn't create the system that is used today in readings and in spiritual readings. That was created from a parlor game called the Game of Hope. And so I haven't done this, but I want to write a blog post all about the history of it because it's really fascinating. But we only have a half hour, so that's where it started. Okay. Um, Now, the fact that Marie Lenormand was a woman is funny because Courtney, what do I call Lenormand? Look, what do we call Lenormand?
You're the drunk uncle telling all your business.
Whether you like it or not, or whether you are ready for it or not. And if you're getting a reading with me, that means you're ready. You may not know what you're going to get, but your human self may not know what it is. It's there's no magic in these cards. The answers that come through these cards do not come from outside of you. These cards are like a mirror, your inner mirror, letting you know exactly where you are on your path. So let's take relationships. If you're wondering if this relationship is going to work out, right? Which it's either money, relationships, um, or
Career.
or or career. Um, let's say, is this going to work out? Is he the one for me? And then, Lenormand will confirm a bunch of stuff. It may bring up stuff that I know you've thought about, because when I'll flip something and I'll be well, I don't know what's this going on with this snake. There's some other woman here, and it's like the person knows, and it's like, but people are afraid, right, to face. Now I'm signing for those of you who are watching. I got my hands. That's the sign. I'm former sign language interpreter, y'all. To face the truth for whatever the reason is. But the truth isn't a truth from outside of us, it's the truth from within. And that's what I mean by connecting to the divine wisdom within. Okay. So, Jacob, could you put up graphic number one, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much. Jacob, have you ever heard of Lenormand?
Actually, your show is the first time I've ever heard of it, and just working with you over the last
See,
few
I
weeks.
and it's beautiful. That's why I'm so excited, because even though it's been around since the 18th century, I am um using like this, as an opportunity to introduce something new to everyone, and it's pretty cool. What do you think? You think it's pretty cool, Courtney?
I do. Uh-huh.
Okay. Now I can't see the graphic on my screen. Jacob, could you remind me, is that one the negative or positive?
It's the positive one.
Okay, thank you. You're just gonna have to remind me when I ask for each one which one it is, because I didn't write it down.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Okay, so um, Lenormand is a deck of 36 cards with simple images on it. Okay, these images um, represent exactly what they are. Okay, so for instance, and this is what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure that I am explaining. You can't see them either, huh? Courtney?
No, I can't see anything.
Okay. Um, I should have wrote that down. Okay, here you go. Jacob,
Yep.
what are those three cards you see while I pull them up?
So I've got 6 cards on the first graphic here. The
Six.
top left looks like a compass. Then we've got a sun, some fish. Then we've got some flowers, an anchor, and a key over a bird cage.
Got it. Okay. What we have here are yes positive cards. I have it up. I pulled it up on my phone so I can see it too. Um, So, what we have here are positive cards. Now, each card has a simple image on it that represents exactly what it is. And then there are more meanings to that card. And it's really simple. Each card has a yes, no, or positive, negative, or neutral energy to it. Okay. And so when I lay out a spread, which I call flips, so when you hear me say flip, that's a spread. And right now, you're seeing 2 3 card flips. Okay. Um, Majority wins. So if there are more positive, yes, positive cards than negative, for instance, if I'm doing a yes no reading, the answer is yes. And the same for no negative cards if there is the majority. So right here is an example of some yes cards. Now we can't go through all 36, so I just chose six yes and six no's so you can see what they look like. And by the way, I use the Gilded Reverie. I don't know if you can see, I have my, there we go, the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. There are many different types of decks. I own six different types of decks, but this deck is the one I love, the imagery here and the interpretation. So the cards that you see here are the stars. I love that Jacob said it's a compass. It does look like a compass, but these are the stars, which represents our hopes, wishes, our dreams, also represents all that is God, the universe, and help from spiritual beings. But it literally could mean the stars. So, if you have the moon and the stars, then I would say, okay, this thing that's happening is going to happen at night, because you got the moon and the stars. Then we have the sun, which is my favorite card of the deck. The sun is about illumination, overwhelming success, happiness. It is a powerful card, the most powerful card of the deck. If you think about us here on earth, everything needs the sun, right? Everything needs the sun. So, power source. Then, Courtney's favorite card is the fish.
Mhm.
Courtney's favorite card is the fish. We want to see the fish when we're doing our financial outlooks, with positive cards around it, by the way.
Right.
The fish is about our finances and abundance. And it is also about our material things and commerce. Okay. But the fish is also about the fish. So, if you think about the characteristics of the fish, they go with the flow. Like no matter how rough the waters are, they end up in the destination they are supposed to go to because they go with the flow. So if you think about the characteristics of the fish, that is the energy that embodies this card. The next card, the one in the second row to the left, is the lily card, which is about wisdom and knowledge, an older generation. It is a lovely card. It is also a sensual card, depending on the cards around it, more about sensual pleasures. But it could also literally mean lilies. Okay, depending. Lenormand is very straightforward. It's very literal. Okay. And even sometimes, if we don't connect with something that we see in the reading, it always happens. And it's interesting how it materializes in our life. Courtney, how many times have we've done a flip? I've done a flip for you, like, that doesn't resonate, or I don't connect. And then a few days later, or a week later, or however long, it's like, girl,
I
that
don't have that.
reading.
I don't have that experience. I feel like mine are always instant. So when you pull, I'm like, well, all of this stuff happened today, so I need another one.
Like the weekly
The
Lenormand
weekly ones,
readings.
I'm like, everything just happened today.
I have
So
to give you the bi-weekly ones because I put the weekly Lenormand reading out on Monday. I recorded on Sunday. And so by Monday, when she sees this, like, oh, well.
that was my Sunday. What's next?
Okay. And so let me see. There's one more card. Two more cards. The anchor card, which is about stability and think consistency, ongoing. It is another positive card. It also could represent a coastal destination, depending on the cards around it. But if you think about the anchor, when the ship drops the anchor, that ship is going nowhere. So sturdy, steadiness, dependability. That's another word that goes with the anchor. And then we have the key, which is, if you think about a key, the key unlocks things, right? Or the key starts things, like starts an engine. So it could be the beginning to something, the unlocking of something. The key could also literally be a key. So if I see the key next to the house, which is a card that you guys don't see here, the house is another positive card. I'm going to be like, well, are we moving? Are we getting a new home? because I see the house and the key right next to each other. So these are examples of yes positive cards. So can we bring up the no negative cards, Jacob?
Yep, got it there.
Awesome. It's 1222, y'all. You know the 20 number 22 and my son carries, so I have to recognize that. Hey KJ, love you, son. Um, okay, so this is an example of six cards that are no negative cards. We have the mountain. Think about a mountain. Just look at how big that mountain is. You cannot, it's going to be hard to get over it. So it is about hard work and challenges. Okay, a block of some kind. It could literally be the mountains, depending on the cards around it in a flip. It could be you're going to go to a mountain destination on vacation or something like that. So but the meaning of it is all about blocks, obstacles, challenges, hard work, uphill climb. Think of that. And then we have the book. Now, the book is literally a book. Okay. The book is about knowledge, but it is also, and I can't, blow this up. So if you are to go back and look at this, look at that card, there's a lock, an old school like lock on the top of the book. It is locking away knowledge. So the book represents um, hidden information, secrets, right? Things that maybe is not known or unknown. And depending on the cards around it, things that are hidden from you, information. Okay. But it could literally be a book. I need to repeat that because a lot of times when I'm doing a reading and I'll flip things over, people will see it and they don't know whether to take the literal or it is all connected to the wisdom within you. And so it resonates with you in the way that it does. The whip. Now, this card is something else because the whip, and it technically the whip broom. There's a broom behind it, an old school broom. It is a physical card. Okay. And if you think about a broom, when you sweep, it's a repetitive thing. And it's a physical thing. And when you think physical thing, and it takes some energy to actually crack the whip. Okay. So this is about anger, angry words. It's about or it's about, it could be, depending on the cards, it could represent like an abusive situation or but it also, remember I said the lily represented sensual pleasures. This is also a sexual card if you want to say it, representing um more of the animalistic side to the physical intimacy of two people. Okay.
Naughty sex, naughty sex.
Right, like I okay, so I'm just gonna be 100% unapologetically T Lotus, because I'm gonna sit here when I talk to people and explain what this card is and it comes up, and I know that and the question doesn't even have to be about relationships, but it'll come up next to a man or a woman card, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that project's going to be successful, but you need to tell me about this hot sex you got last week. And I will, you know what I mean? So it's that type of thing. So depending on the cards around it. Now, um, the next card in the second row to the left is the mice, which is about our worries, our fears. Think about the characteristics of mice. They're vermin, they're irritating, they eat away at things and they steal things, right? They eat away at things. So think, when I see this, I'm thinking anxiousness, I'm thinking, concern, not necessarily to the point of worry. Right now, it's just irritation and concern. It could literally mean mice or vermin. I once did a reading where a woman had a termite infestation that she discovered after my reading. I was like, maybe you need to check your house because it was the house, the mice, and the clouds. Clouds is problems, which is the next card. So and I was like, you may want to check your home And the next day, and she actually didn't actively go check. She just happened to discover the next day this infestation of termites. So it could literally mean vermin. Um, so that is the mice. The next card is the next card is the clouds. Okay, the next card is the clouds. The clouds is about, like I said, problems. But if you think about clouds, they are, you can't see through them. Okay, you cannot see through them. Um, and the snake, wait, the snake. I had to get to the snake before I get to the end because I'm looking at the time and I'm real close. Courtney, what do we say when we see the snake?
I hope there's no kids around, but we say that bitch.
Who is that bitch? Because the snake
Yes.
represents, it's about lies and deception, is about sabotage, and it represents a woman with dark hair specifically, but it doesn't have to always be, who is up to no good. So whenever we see this snake, I'm like, who in the world is that? Listen, we only have a couple of minutes left, and what I want to do is talk a little bit about how Lenormand helps you with your business. And I want to talk about the giveaway that you're giving to our VIP audience.
Well, I use the readings that we have. Um, they've been helpful in understanding like how to navigate through business and just understanding what's coming next. And
Okay,
then
you know what? I'm sorry.
yeah,
I thought we need to wrap up ASAP. So we're going to do a part two. Courtney, will you come back?
sure.
Okay, we're going to do a part two. But if you are interested in learning more, visit thesacredpath11.com. Thank you so much for being with me. Stay tuned for the shift with Trish Campbell and Diane McClay. Peace, love, and light to you guys. Stay with us, Courtney, for the VIP after show. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for listening to Triple L, the Live, Love, Lotus Show. This podcast is produced by KSMG and Transformation Talk Radio and is supported by our amazing listeners. If you enjoyed this episode, head on over to thesacredpath11.com/podcast for bonus content and to join our amazing online community. Until next time, I'm T Lotus. Peace, love, and light.